All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. What's good, baby? It's the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal and Kyle Santillian. And yes, we are home of that $1,000 cash grab.
Yes, we are. You could qualify for that cash by texting CASH to 71007. Therefore, you can possibly win $1,000 so you can buy all the cheesesteaks from Big Dave's.
And speaking of cheesesteaks from Big Dave's, time for us to get into our Hustler of the Week.
Yeah.
And this brother right here, no, he doesn't go by the name Big Dave. He goes by the name of Derrick Hayes,
yes.
But he is the founder of Big Dave's Cheesesteaks, doing big things in the business world, and we're happy to have him here today as our Hustler of the Week, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, bro.
But you don't get upset when people call you Big Dave, though?
No, honestly, I got used to it. When people say Derrick, I know they really know me. I tell people, like, if somebody say my real name or something like that, they really know who I am. But in the public, I'm Big Dave. A lot of people walk up to me and be like, "You so skinny, how you Big Dave?" But honestly, for me, it's a blessing because I named my business after my father, and he died from lung cancer. So, my mission is being driven because his name and his legacy is living on. So, in the public, I'm Big Dave.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You're doing
biggest.
a good job with it too, bro. And I love what y'all doing with the cheesesteaks, man. Little backstory with me, my family is from Philadelphia. So as soon as I started moving around, my sister was like, "Yo, it's a spot out here that really got like the real cheesesteaks, Big Dave's," and she put me on. So I'm like, "Yo, this stuff is official."
Where your family from?
West Philly, 60th and Locust.
So ask them what's the cheesesteak spot they went to up there. Mine was Jim's, West Philly.
Yeah, 61st Street.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I know.
All right.
I know what you're talking about.
I had to test you.
Yeah, no, I'm with you,
I
bro.
thought you heard about Kyle. He got ran out. He had to move with his uncle and auntie in Bel Air.
But for him to say that, I know he really know a cheesesteak though, because down here, no shade to nobody, but they be like Philly. They be like, I'm going to go get a Philly. And I be like, that's not a real thing that we call it. Like in Philly, we don't put the two words together. You're going to go get a cheesesteak. You're not going to go get a Philly cheesesteak.
Right.
If you're going to go get a Philly cheesesteak, we know you're going to a tourist spot.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, how I got put on to you is because I don't eat meat. I do eat seafood and stuff like that. So you have the salmon cheesesteak, which I am obsessed with. Let me tell you something. I gained like 20 pounds because you're right down the block when I first found out about you.
I got to come out with a new program. Everybody, look, I walked in the studio and dude was like, "Man, I love the food, but man, it put the pounds on me, so I'm going to come out with something."
Yeah. We need a skinny side of that menu. But don't mess up the other side now.
Listen, I tell people, listen, if you want that, you got to go to my wife's restaurant. You got to go study.
That's right.
There you go.
I'm giving you the gut shop over here.
Let's talk about the business side of it, bro, because you got a great product right now. You're doing big things with it. How was it just getting the first Big Dave's cheesesteaks off the ground? What made you move in that direction, and how did you get it going?
Well, me coming out of West Philly and coming to Atlanta, I seen nothing but opportunity. I mean, like, where I'm from is like the jungle, you got to like really go get it. But like here, it was like so much opportunity. I remember like 2014, I'm at the light and I look over and it's like an 18-year-old kid in a Lambo. I wasn't used to seeing that in Philly. So I'm like, oh, if I could see it, I could be it. And my first restaurant was in a Shell gas station in Dunwoody, 739 square feet. And I really put my all into this business over the years. But when I first opened, I didn't have no lines out the door like I do now. I didn't have any of these things going on. And I got a little discouraged in the beginning, I'm not going to lie, because I came here with a mission and I wanted to just change my life. But imagine, like, you do everything you're supposed to do right and then it don't happen for you the way you wanted to. But God put us in situations because when you get the lights on you, you'll know how to handle it because you know what failure, you know what trials and tribulations feel like, and those are things I went through. So my first location coming out of a Shell gas station, I spent about 5 years in there. Shout out to Eve, man, rapper EVE. I always interview, any interview I get on, I want to shout her out because she was a big moment to my career. In 2015, she came to my gas station location when nobody knew who I was. And I had the opportunity to make her a cheesesteak. Now, I had to deliver because, she know the real cheesesteak is, you know what I'm saying? But she bit that chicken cheesesteak, and she told me that she was going to put it on all her social media outlets and all her platforms, and she did that.
That's love.
She followed up. The next day, I had a line through the parking lot.
Wow.
That's love.
I couldn't believe I didn't know what to do. And from there to 2018, I represented Georgia in a competition where I went up against 1,500 chefs from around the whole entire world, and I ranked number 7 in the world on a barbecue grill making a cheesesteak. So my life, I always get hit with obstacles. Like I go to this tournament and I'm in Orange Beach, Alabama, and I'm thinking I'm about to go cook this cheesesteak on a flat top, what I got in my restaurant, and they tell me all they got is barbecue grills.
Wow.
So now I'm hit with another obstacle, so I got to go to Walmart and get a skillet and put the plate on the grill and get it hot. Like I'm from the hood, I'm going to figure it out. Like, y'all not going to not let me figure this thing out.
For sure,
You know what I'm saying? So, and one of the judges was Bo Jackson, legendary Bo Jackson. And let me tell you what that moment did for me. Growing up in school, I felt public speaking. I didn't like talking in front of nobody. I was always shy and all these things, right? Because I always didn't want to do something that wasn't perfect. I didn't want people to look at me like I was a mistake or a failure. But when I got out of this moment, when I gave Bo Jackson the sandwich, I'm in Alabama where I'm probably one of the only black guys in this whole tournament, right? But I came there, tattoos all over my body, but I came there for a mission, and I was driven for that mission, and nobody was going to stare me from that. But now I'm able to leave that moment and still talk about it in 2024 on how now I'm ranked 7th in the world in sandwiches. You know, and even in my city, they not that, you know. So, like, that was a big stepping stone. And from there, you know, I just started being able to build location. Downtown was my bread and butter, though. I went from like 1.7 coming out of that gas station, that little gas station, to making another $1.2 million as soon as I go downtown.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, I'm blessed to say that all of my locations make multi-million dollars, and that's a blessing because, you know, some people can get one location and maybe 2 locations do good and all the rest of them really not doing good. All of my locations do good.
So that makes me ask you a question because you said once Eve posted, that's when people really got into it. So we're seeing now like the Keith Lees of the world that go out there and they're doing the food reviews and they either make or break a business. Do you feel like that's a little detrimental to some of these businesses, or do you encourage people to do stuff like this?
I think I encourage people because, I mean, what Keith Lee is doing right now, he's putting the spotlight on a business that might be actually struggling. They might have a good product. Also, he's putting the spotlight on businesses who don't got their stuff together because if you get listen, you can pray for traffic. You can pray for all the money to come through your door. But if your operations ain't together, your system's not in place, all of that is going to 360 you and come back around and hurt you. So you got to really, you know, be careful what you pray for. And right now, what he's doing is putting a spotlight on businesses for them to grow. I like what he's doing. I'm not scared for him to come in on my restaurants because we ready. But at the end of the day, I built something that's now turning into a household name where my business is bigger than food. You know, we uplift communities. Every time I bring a Big Dave's inside of a neighborhood, 30 people getting a job. I don't hire outside of those communities. So, like, when I tell you that we coming to change stuff around, we actually coming to change stuff around. Like, this ain't just cap, like me saying like this so I can get people to support me. I put my money where my mouth is. We give out hundreds of thousands a year and through my foundation. You know, I just gave out $40,000 to a small-owned business in New York. Because if somebody come to me and I can, and it's like this, if it remind me of anything that I've been through, it's a cause that I can change, I'm gonna be there. I'm not gonna wait to get to the mountaintop to go grab your hand later.
For sure.
While I'm climbing, I'm gonna climb and grab you with me and say, "Come on, let's go."
Right, because you went through some things during the pandemic, and the neighborhood actually jumped in and helped you, correct?
Yeah. So speaking of that, so I gave out 1,000 meals that day. I had my employees out there in heater bags, walking up and down, you know, giving people food to their cars. Because I'm like this, right? I just told y'all about this multi-million-dollar location downtown, but it wouldn't have been a multi-million-dollar location if I didn't have the community backing me.
For sure.
Those lines. So it's easy to say you're gonna be there when stuff get hard, but like when you really put your money where your mouth is, when stuff really get hard, because like I seen people standing down. I seen people running off on their payroll on their employees and everything.
That's crazy.
They didn't know what tomorrow looks like, right?
Right.
So my accountant and everybody telling me like, "What are you doing? Like you gonna mess the numbers up and all that?" I'm like, "Listen, this ain't about profit and loss right now. This about life. This about who gonna stand up for somebody to help them out." So, and I got turned on from it, to be honest, because I seen the change that it was making. So every single day I started feeding hospitals. I fed over 40 hospitals every day in Atlanta. And at that time, we didn't really know how serious COVID was. Everybody walking around with N95s and all that stuff. I'm walking in them hospitals because I'm like, if the caregivers could do it, they could put their life on the line. Somebody else got to care for them. And for me, it worked because I started making a lot of national headlines. People started knowing what type of person I was. And that was really not my mission. It's just more so just wanting to be there for the people, you know, because I seen so much stuff going on. And at that time, I was making a lot of money in the pandemic. A lot of people was hurting, but I was making 100% more money.
They was returning that love.
Yeah, year to year. And speaking of that, the Water Boys. I used to sell bean pies in Philadelphia newspapers.
Bean pies, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm always.
You need to have those over there. Why you ain't got no bean pies?
You tripping. No, for real. But I'm a youngster at the time.
I need 10% for that.
No, I got you. I'm gonna say L'Oreal's over here. Bean pies in it. I'm a youngster at the time, but like I always had a hard time asking. Even my mother and my father for something. Mm-hmm. Even though I would ask them, but I was just like, I want my own.
Yeah.
So like I always been like a hustler. So like when I seen the Water Boys on the corner, I would ride past the aquarium and they would run up to the car. Now let me tell you something. The Water Boys are one of the biggest hustlers in Atlanta. Let me tell you why. They can get your money without selling you anything.
That's right.
So they profit is on 1,000.
Yeah.
So when I seen that, I'm like, you know what? These kids willing to work and get up every single day. It might not be the way you want to see them work, but they getting out there and hustling.
Yep.
So what I did was I took as many of them as I could off the street and gave them jobs.
That's dope.
Throughout the pandemic. And these are the things that I just was walking through, you know, just trying to create more stability in Atlanta through my company. That's why I said when you talk about Big Dave's, you got to talk about elements of armor of what we represent.
That's
it
fire,
ain't just
bro.
food.
And with that being said, these are all of the components that made your business so successful, made you successful to the point where you're talking about some big things happening in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it with stadiums and things. Could you let the people know what's happening with that?
So I'm gonna just shout out the Mercedes-Benz Stadium because they believed in me a few years back. I got a chance to bring my food truck to training camp, and the players loved it. All the journalists loved it, and then I had an opportunity to come in there with kiosk carts where they offered me 2 carts when I first came in because of the traffic I had from the food trucks. Mm-hmm. Now when I get in there to fast forward, I'm now the highest grossing business in the stadium off of carts.
Wow.
You know, not even having a real brick and mortar location.
That's crazy.
Right?
That was the blessing because, you know, you got people that, you know, sell liquor in the stadium, beer, all of these things. I sell a cheesesteak. You can get you some chips, or you can get a beer.
Right.
My menu is very limited.
Right.
So the name brings that brand power, like I said it would be, and I backed every word up that I told them. And now, I just signed a 4-year deal with the stadium where I'm now a national partnership of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
That's so crazy.
Fire.
And now I'm no more carts. Now I got a real restaurant.
Congratulations. Yeah.
But now you got yourself a little bit of an issue, right? Because you're in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the home of the Atlanta Falcons. What you gonna do when the Falcons play the Eagles?
Hey, you know what, man? Listen, I tell people,
More
look,
cheesesteaks.
hey, more cheesesteaks, right? Nah, but I told people, you know, Philly raised me, but Atlanta made me a man. So we got to split that 50-50.
Yeah. So
That's real.
Let's talk about franchises, right?
Oh,
because
man.
they can franchise out a Big Dave.
Yep.
Is that a little scary for you? Because this is, not only is this your family name, your father's name, and your baby, everything you put into this, but now you have other people that are representing you. How do you vet out the people? How can they get in with the franchise? Can they?
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, I just want to say it is anything that you're doing that you love that you're going to give to somebody else is always going to be a little scary.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm blessed to say the people that I've given my first ones to, I've knew them for a few years. Like my first guy, his name is Derrick Lewis. He's the
You only did it because his name is Derrick.
hey, listen, you know,
I see what you did there.
I call him OGD. But it was a blessing because let me tell you how things work. My life is really like if people pay attention, like you really know that it's God that when I tell you these stories, like listen at this, right? So I'm at an investor house that I don't take investment from at the time. I got invited here. Richie Lou Dennis, shout out to him, that owns Essence. I'm at his business assembly, and Derrick Lewis, who's I'm telling you who I'm about to tell you about now, he's the Pepsi president at the time, and I'm like, hold up, I sell Pepsi in the South. Nobody sells more Pepsi than me being a black-owned business because nobody even want to take the risk the way I take the risk because they this Coca-Cola line.
Everybody got Coca-Cola,
I like
But
Pepsi
guess what?
better.
I
Me
grew
too.
up off of Pepsi.
Me too.
Yeah, me
yo.
too.
So I
Yo.
gotta have Pepsi.
Exactly.
So the thing was, now mind you, I'm talking to myself in my head. I'm like, this is your moment. Stop choking. Like, get up. Like, say something.
Yeah.
Right? I'm in there with like 50 other business, like the top business in the country. I'm talking about at the time I'm small fry. Like nobody even really know me like that. And I get up and say, yo, nobody sells more Pepsi than me. Like why I don't got a Pepsi deal?
Yeah.
But let me tell you what like speaking like your true gut, like what you really want to say to people. 3 days later, Derrick Lewis was in my downtown location with his staff and him trying to figure out what could he work out to help me as a small business and to partner with Pepsi. From that day on, Pepsi has been a family to me. I've made money through speaking engagements, through brand partnerships, you name it. But I try to tell people, biting your tongue sometimes, you will miss all of your callings because you worried about what the next person going to say. Like, oh, this person crazy. It's cool. There's a lot of billionaires we call crazy too, but they're billionaires.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason why people are different from other people because they ain't scared to show their true personality and who they are. We so, stuck up in this culture thing. It was cool, like to look like everybody else, but you're going to keep living paycheck to paycheck like everybody else too.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, he's speaking
so
some
like,
truth.
Derrick, he bought 10.
Damn.
You feel me?
Damn. 10
he bought
locations.
What?
That's insane.
And you know you can trust him. He got Pepsi.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm
right.
saying. So imagine this though. So this guy that I'm telling you about, he became like a big brother, uncle figure, all of these things over the 4-year course of knowing him, right? And then he come get 10 as soon as I franchised.
Wow.
And then after that, I sell five more. So I sold 15 franchises in my first month.
That's
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
my first
insane.
month. So we shooting for 100 this year. I know I feel very confident that we're going to hit that 100 mark because I turned in a lot of franchisees. We're not just looking for the capital. We're not looking for just people with money. We want people that really want to take this to the next level, that really believe in my vision, my dream, know my story, know that this is not a game. Because listen, I don't play with this. Before I take any money or anything from anybody, like I'm still from the streets at the end of the day. Like I'll die about this. I'll go to jail about this.
Right.
I'll do all of this about this because my father's name on this. And I watched my dad die in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So I take this serious. So if you want to do straight business, we can win. But if you got a curve to it, you're going to lose because I ain't losing from
I
it.
feel
Yeah.
you. I feel you. Yes, sir.
Damn,
Yeah.
see, that's why the people
I like
love
it.
you, man.
Yeah, I like it. It's
That's
just
why the
so
people
real.
love you. Yeah.
Let me ask you this about the franchise. 2 things. If you're not the guy that can come in and just buy 10, you know what I mean? You just get your money up to get one.
Yeah.
How do you just get up to get one? How can those people try to reach out to you? What does it cost just for that, that one opportunity?
So I'm working on that right now. So right now, probably in the next, I would say like 18 months to 24 months, we'll start, maybe dealing with people that can do the one-offs.
Yeah.
But right now, we're dealing with people that could take 5 or more.
Okay.
Because I'm just trying to lay in bed with the right people right now that can scale the brand the way I want it to. And, we live in an economy right now where capital is tight.
Yeah.
It's bad out here. And the worst thing in the world is to get stuck in an $800,000 build out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like this costs a lot of money to do. I wouldn't sit here and lie to you and say, this is something I would tell anybody to say, hey, let's try to pit one together. No, but if you pit one together and you do it the right way, it's going to be very profitable for you.
For sure.
But the people that we're looking for right now, just people that's got some type of business experience that's willing to listen.
Right.
Look, that's the key word. Like you can know all the smarts in the world. You can have everything in your company that works for you, but it's different in this company.
Right.
So we just want people that's going to listen and really understand the mission that we're trying to do and keep uplifting the communities as they build. And I want to take my franchiseors, my franchisees, I want to see them get to 20 and 30 locations from they 5.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that'd be fine.
I don't have to reach out to all these different people to say, hey, you want a franchise? I want to see people that I'm dealing with right now get to a certain amount of locations so I know and I feel confident and comfortable with keep letting them, fly out. But I'm very comfortable with what we got going on right now because I have a really good team. I got about 100 and maybe 15 to 20 years of experience on my top line right now. My corporate is very heavy in the business world. My president, Jesse Bray, he has a lot of experience in growing restaurants. So that's the thing, I always had the hustle, but I had to go get people that was going to understand the mission that I haven't been to. See, like you can get in your own way with things, Like I can build multi-million-dollar companies all day. God gave me that gift. Everything I touch make millions, but to scale millions is different. To scale a concept is different. You have to have procedures and protocols in place that anybody can do. And I think right now I got the Chicago Bulls at the 95.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Not only that, you have a humongous weekend coming.
Yeah.
It's your birthday weekend.
Yes,
Come on, happy
and
birthday.
yeah, happy
Dang,
birthday.
can I tell y'all something real quick?
What's
And I
that?
don't want
What's
to
that?
pause on that because I wanted to talk about this. Like, You know, I don't think men that come from, you know, poverty or come from, you know, just in general, you know, inner cities or rough areas, when you got a birthday coming, you be in your head like, do I need to stay in the house this week so I can see my birthday? I literally, you know, I'm in a whole different world right now. I don't do nothing I used to do. I'm not around nothing I used to live around. I live in a country club right now, and I sat in my garage the whole week because I didn't want nothing to happen to me before my birthday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know that, and that's the trauma that we go through, man.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say, exactly.
You know, like, you know, you can change your life, but your ways the thought of it always hit you. So like all week, Pinky been like, Dave, why you sitting in the garage all week? I work out in there, but like, you know, and I handle a lot of calls in there. It's not like a normal garage. I got like set up, but the thing is like I was spending more time in the garage this week than I was the following week, and I realized that in my mind, I didn't want to go nowhere that was unnecessary or anything that was going to be taking me away from home that wasn't this during my career.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, if I'm not doing interviews and I'm not working on my business, why am I outside right now? Because I want to see 37, and God let me see 37. So, you know.
God is gonna let you see
Yeah.
37 one way or another, right?
I think
right?
God wants you to celebrate it too, though, bro. I think
You
you
gotta
gotta at some point
celebrate
allow
it.
yourself to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you know, that PTSD is real, man.
It
I'm
is.
telling people, you know, you got to get over that. I've seen a lot of stuff in my life. And the life I live right now, I be in some of the rooms, I be around billionaires, and I'm sitting at the table like, damn, I really got here off a broken fryer and a broken grill.
Yeah.
And
That's
I might
real.
not, you know, I might not walked in a room the way the restaurant walked in, but I'm at the table.
But you here.
Well, I heard you got a big grand opening going on
Yes,
as well
yes.
this weekend.
Yeah, man.
so-
You know, my first out of state location, Charlotte. I picked Charlotte because I brought my food truck out to Charlotte about 2 years ago, and we had about 600-700 people in line. The support in Charlotte is so crazy, so I can't wait for that location to open. I'm just excited. And the biggest blessing of it all, I get to see my kids, and they get to see me do it. But I got a grandmother who is 90 years old,
Wow.
who, other than my mother, is all I got left, other than my aunt. But my grandfather, before he passed away, he said for me to look after my grandmother. And I told my grandmother that she would never have to worry about anything in life another day. And she will watch me, you know, cut ribbons every year. And my grandmother hasn't missing a ribbon
That's
cutting
dope.
yet.
Wow,
That's
that
dope,
is
bro.
beautiful. And it's Mother's
Yeah.
Day weekend.
Yeah, so-
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
Mother's Day
you
weekend.
got
My mother gonna
between
be
grandma.
here. Yeah, it's and when I get back home, I'm gonna do a Mother's Day cookout in my backyard for all the mothers. But my life right now feels like a movie, and when I mean that, it's like it's nothing that I want for. Like people can reach for money, they can reach for the fame. My goal is happening. That's a different feeling. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? That's a different
Word.
feeling when you stayed on course for almost 10 years and you really see your dream happening that you worked for, when everybody's seeing you walking around in chef coats and Crocs and they got
Right.
diamonds on and going to the clubs and all this. I knew my mission. They gonna be temporary. I'm gonna be here forever because when I'm dead and gone, my name gonna live on.
I know
Fact.
that's
That's
right.
what's up,
Stay
man.
focused.
No doubt, man. Congratulations on everything that you got going on. Happy belated birthday
you.
to
Thank
you.
you.
I know you're going to
Thank
do
you.
it big this weekend. Shout out to our hustlers in Charlotte because they listening to us right now, too.
Charlotte, yeah.
So they going to be there.
Charlotte,
They
we
lit.
coming.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
lit and live in Charlotte, so y'all gotta make sure y'all got y'all stomachs
Absolutely.
ready for that cheesesteak, okay?
Absolutely.
The egg rolls especially. I got to shot those out. And the water ice. Oh, okay, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
tell I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
fan.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even
Yeah,
talk
you
about
didn't
the
talk
water
about
ice.
that.
We didn't talk
you
about
know
the
I'm a
water
real
ice.
I didn't
fan.
have to because L'Oreal know the whole thing. She know it.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know the show's over at 10.
Yeah.
It would be some days I had to sit here, wait around till 11 so I could walk around the corner, go get me a water ice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I used to be mad
I
as
got
hell,
some
like,
gift cards for
damn.
y'all. Listen, on me. Y'all know the offline news that I'm gonna let out later, but on me. It's on me. When they come,
Appreciate you, bro.
I ain't gotta worry about
Yay.
Appreciate you, man. Yo, this is our guy, man, Derrick Hayes, a.k.a. Big Dave
Big
from Big
Dave,
Dave's
the biggest.
Cheesesteaks in the building. Congratulations on everything, man. Everything you said today is why you are our hustler of the week today.
Thank
Thank you,
Right.
bro.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you,
y'all for
man.
having me.
No
No
doubt.
problem. Happy birthday to you and happy Mother's Day to Pinky.
Yes.
Yes.
Pinky's a great mother.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's
Is she
up.
gonna be a mother again? You know how y'all like
No.
to pump them out.
No, listen, the kitchen is closed.
Get your stuff.
That kitchen is
The
closed.
kitchen is closed.
All right, tell us the morning hustle.
Social.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so.
Hold on, camera. And you, L'Oreal, ask for the social.
Okay.
3, 2.
But where can they follow you to make sure that they know where the newest locations are popping up and all that good stuff?
My business page is at Big Dave Cheesesteaks, and my personal page, if you want to just tune into my everyday life, seeing what I'm doing, is Official D Hayes. I'm giving out encouragement, nothing but motivation every day on my page, so lock in and tune into it.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations.
And what's the official Philly anthem? Is it the Uzi song or is it the Dreams and Nightmare intro?
Hey, man, listen. They both my homies, both of them the anthem, but, you know, Meek anthem been running now for almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
And Uzi make hits like with his eyes closed, so both of them winning.
Both of them winning. That's how Philly winning.
There it is.
We are the Morning Hustle.